Hi, my name is Tytus Cissell. I was recently drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it's been my lifelong dream to play professional baseball, and this is my story.
This has literally been his dream to play Major League Baseball since he knew that you could play baseball for a job.
Ty, we're not playing baseball right now.
Mom, have some strawberries when we get back.
Ever since I was a little kid, on every one of those report things that the teacher would have you write, what's your dream job, it's always been professional baseball player. So honestly, ever since I was a young kid and I picked up a baseball bat, it's been my lifelong goal to get here.
From the age of 4 to 5.5, when he went to kindergarten, he legitimately lived in a baseball uniform. He wore baseball pants, he wore cleats, he had batting gloves on his hands. He ate breakfast with a baseball helmet on. I mean, I have pictures of him asleep at night or at nap time in his baseball uniform. He went to church in them. He went to the grocery store in them. So just that unwavering, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do for my job. I've never experienced that. I haven't had that experience as an adult. And so to see a child just so steadfast in that, I think that also has set him apart.
Yeah, it's been always my favorite thing to do. Having my dad coach me and kind of growing up, and I just fell in love with the game, and then as I got older, to see how far I can take it.
So Darren played baseball. He was drafted by the Giants. I think his introduction to the game was certainly by Darren. Darren obviously coached and Ty was around it, but it was never ever something that we introduced Tytus to it, but he fell in love with it on his own. He would say if you ask him what's your favorite thing about baseball, he would be the smell of the grass, the sound of the ball off the bat, how my feet feel when I'm running on dirt, all of those things he loves about it.
Every day, just playing catch in the front yard with my mom, seeing if I can make cool plays, watching Ozzie Smith and some of his highlights every morning, and just defensive highlights every single morning, eating cereal at my breakfast, and then trying to go replicate that on the field, or during my dad's high school practices when he was coaching, taking ground balls with some of the high school guys, and always just being a part of his journey as a coach, and also just him being a part of mine. He obviously was there and he would be at the tournaments and the games and stuff, but he, from a development side, he's done the majority of the work that I've had done as just a man, and I'm a baseball player as well, on and off the field, how to lead players, my teammates, how to be a great teammate, how to be a good person off the field. So the discipline that he's kind of showed me, and how to go about my work and how to show up to the field every day and be professional about my work. So he's been probably the biggest piece in my development.
When he got to high school and being able to coach him after he's been wanting to play at the high school level for so long, just the 4 years with him in the high school, obviously growing up, his first practice, his first games, all those firsts were special, but I don't know, I think the first time he got to go to the Final Four, because I know that was always a goal of his, so to be able to be a part of that and be there with him was one of the most special moments, I think.
My name is Dr. Benjamin Hendricks. I'm the owner and doctor here at Trough Spine and Sports Performance. Trough Spine and Sports Performance is a chiropractic facility in its kind of 30,000 foot view. But as we break that down more, we really were looking, and I wanted to start a facility that encompassed chiropractic care with manual therapies or muscle-based treatments, as well as movement-based treatments, and learning and looking at the overall mechanics and movement of the body and kind of blending those three heads into one. Our tagline is Unlock Elite, and it really comes from more of a phrase of unlock the elite athlete in you. So we're a business where all individuals can come, whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior or a grandparent that wants to be able to pick up your grandkids. We're going to do our best to unlock that elite movement or that elite athlete inside of everyone.
Tross Spine and Sports Performance played a massive role in Ty's development and him staying healthy on and off the field. Ben and Austin have been so invested in Tytus, and I would say in all of us. I mean, all four of us are at Tross once a week or more, and we've been treated from everything from vertigo to like strained muscles to Ben did an athletic assessment on Tytus when he was 14. He was entering 8th grade, and he sat down with him and like took him through range of motion and like made sure that his body was ready to start training and showed him techniques. And so their support in this has been like invaluable. Before the combine, Ben set up a weekly appointment with Ty to walk through the assessments that he would go through there, whether that was strength, whether that was mobility. He just like, I would say that they're so invested and they really, really care about like all their clients. I mean, I feel the same way, and I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not really doing anything except trying to live my life. And I feel like every time I go there, they listen and they care about what I need. And so they have played a massive role in the success that Ty's had.
Our goal here at Tross was to expand that with soft tissue based treatments and to make that a large chunk of what we do, is to add in myofascial release, to add in Graston, to add in dry needling and cupping, to make sure that we had the proper tools in the tool bag at the time if they were needed to address multifaceted issues. Very rarely is an issue just joint or just muscle. But then we also wanted to make sure that we had a focus on movement-based therapies. We pride ourselves in continuing education on staying up to date on the new research for treatment-based protocols, but also continuing to educate ourselves on how the body moves, how should it be moving, and if it's not moving that way, what can we give from a treatment standpoint and from advice, at-home therapies, at-home rehab, to make sure that every individual is optimizing their movement to the best of their ability and decreasing that risk for injury or risk for aches and pains, not just putting the fire out, which we have to do, but putting the fire out and then building a fortress around that to make sure the fire doesn't come back. So that is what I would say our main focus is, and what separates us from other practices is the attention to detail, the very individualized care. If you come in, you're going to get a different treatment than the person before you and the person after you, because none of us are built the same, none of us move the same, none of us have the same genetics. There's so many different things that go into treating an individual, and that is a part of our mission here, is to treat every patient like an individual and to make sure that they're getting the care that they need, not the care that Mark and Jane need. Our goal in getting Tytus ready for the draft really was more on the movement base and chiropractic side. Tytus had a great team around him, and we were just one team inside of his bigger team that was getting him ready. Our main objectives were to make sure that Tytus was moving well, that he was feeling well, and that we were taking the approach of assessing him top down with some things like FMS and SFMA, which are body movement screens to see where you're proficient or where you might be lacking a little bit. And then our approach was to try and get him to the optimal spot going into the draft so he could show the world what he could do.